seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that's cool. It's the starter screen.
This is learning in action right now. This is fantastic. I just have to sit here.
First live with Mike and Dan.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are watching this now, so you can jump on, and we're gonna go live right now, Mike and Dan.
We are live.
Well, no, now we're really on live.
Oh, that's the LinkedIn. So now we're really doing it. We're on LinkedIn.
I popped it in there, so you want to take a quick look there, Cliff? See?
I feel like I'm the test subject here. You know? It's a beautiful name, isn't it? Innamorato.
Is it? Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
What, your name?
Yeah, do you?
No, I do not. Well, it's got to be something Italian.
I mean, yeah, it means in love.
Is it?
You never heard that song? Like, Innamorato.
You're such a teddy bear.
I know.
You really are a teddy bear.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
One day I'll meet your wife and I'll ask you, teddy bear.
Oh, she might have a different opinion.
Maybe
I don't know.
Yeah,
All right, this is great.
Yeah, so can we shut this down for now?
Yeah, can I have it? Because maybe I want to reference it.
Are we also on Facebook, gentlemen?
It worked. All right, good job. This is great. We are on. So, thanks for doing this again. You know?
You don't have to thank me, man. I'm more than happy to be here. Help in any way
I feel like I'm always asking you for things.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's okay.
But, you know, I had that thought. You know, I'm always, asking Danny to do something, and he doesn't, usually don't ask me a lot. Do you?
To do me?
To do things for you, yeah.
No, we lately I've been asking for more.
Right.
Like we've been talking a little bit more in detail about where we're going and how you can help in some of those areas. So I did give you some homework. Hopefully we're ready after this meeting too. Not for the meeting, but
what was I forget what you
we had a checklist.
All right. Okay.
Some newsworthy topics. We were gonna, in terms of PR.
Okay, gotcha. Right. We'll discuss those things as well.
Yeah, because that's the next phase, right? For Gate. We want to take that next level now that we establish a footprint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what we do.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
We're going to really start to go mainstream to distribution channels. PR is going to accelerate that. So we'll this will be our first run. And I think within a week or two, we should be ready to go.
That's
but we
awesome.
do need some topics, and I think
we'll figure those out.
We don't have to do that right now.
No. I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure what I wanted to talk about. Anything really.
Well, you want to say hello to your audience?
We have an audience?
I don't know.
I'm
sure we have one or two people on.
I think you're my guest, and I want to talk to you. That's what it's all about.
Awesome.
So there's actually a delay on this.
Turn off your
Audio. Yeah, I see that.
And are you actually seeing video running on LinkedIn? Or are you only seeing that first slide? Because that's all I'm getting.
I'm only seeing that first slide. Let's see. Now I don't know where I'm looking though.
Go to your own page.
Okay.
Do you see it's actually running or no?
It is, but this is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
When I click on it, it goes to YouTube. But last week, I actually had it running on here.
Maybe we should remove it, at least pause it. Because it looks, it's up there and it's, it's not, if it's not functional.
Well, it just says join us live. Click here.
Okay.
Can you edit that and say click?
Sure.
Right here. This is on the fly. I like this.
Yeah.
This is on the fly. This is how it happens.
But this is what we need.
This is how you have to figure things out. And but the best
Mike,
way to do
we might be onto something right now. Like,
right.
Hold on.
You know what it is? Like every time we talk, I always come up with something like innovative. So
excellent.
What if people are on the road or on the fly like this? Why can't we have a voice to text?
It's like a podcast.
To edit. No, like like almost like you talk to Siri and you tell them what you want, or Google Voice.
Yeah.
And so like with social media, what if there's a way to connect and say, hey, edit recent post on Michael Innamorato's page.
I think we're
blah blah blah.
Right.
And it just does it. Why do I have to do this? What's this?
Right.
Why can't we have? Why can't technology allow us?
We need to find engineers who could help us do that. Calling out all engineers on LinkedIn. Reach out, gatestaffing.com.
Send
us your information. We have a.
That's our RFP. RFP is creating a voice technology that can interact with social media updates on the fly.
That would be fantastic.
Right. That's our RFP. You don't need anything else. So just email it.
Yeah, you can email it at Michael at
There's someone watching this that's like, I'm
Danny
on
at gatestaffing.com. That'd be.
You know that? You know what? Someone is watching this that's on that right now.
That's great. You just came up with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but just keep talking, man. We're gonna
right.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I actually wrote down in a voice note on the way here. What do I want to talk about today with Danny? And I figured came up with personal development.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about it? Well, it's a pretty wide open topic, right? I mean, personal development. Right. It's just
about you
continuing to improve. Right. My story.
Let's give some examples on how
getting back in shape.
Okay.
Getting your mind in the right place. As you know, like that's, for me personally, as you're asking, it's I had some personal struggles over the last couple months, but I've turned the corner because I got myself back into a routine that I'm happy with.
Right.
And I think developing my mindset to know that I have to stay disciplined,
right,
to keep myself, on path to where I want to go. So like that's the whole thing, is that when you're not and you're clouded, I think that you have to get back to what you really want, how to develop personally,
right,
how to become happy, with yourself, how to stay focused on.
So what do you? I mean, it's a great mindset. I think all that stuff, and I've been, working on personal development ever since going back to school. If I give examples, but so I think it's really easy to understand. It's like common sense what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Like you got to rest, you got to get good sleep, you got to get up, you got to get going, you got to get moving, and the first thing you should be doing is moving the body a bit, exercise, whatever that is for, and I know it's hard, but once you start doing it, you kind of get into that habit, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what, good habits are going to bring success.
Yeah.
Good habits. It's not just like good habits.
Yeah.
Really, I think that's the thing. So now have you been, so you're at a point you're struggling.
Yeah.
And then you decided, hey, I'm going to what?
Get myself to really start focusing on what makes me happy, and working on myself from top to bottom, writing down what are the things I need to work on that get me to that level where I need to be, right? So, and how can I start implementing those into my life? And it doesn't happen overnight, as you know, going from a struggle to all of a sudden, you're very happy about where you are personally and business-wise. So for me, the gym was a great starting point.
Nice.
I knew, and I know you love that too, because we connect. You're
right.
Like I said last time, you're the buff, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to go. I'm doing things a little bit differently now, in terms of where I want to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be interesting.
But you said something important in terms of habits. It's very easy to develop a habit, good or bad, right?
Right.
If you get in a funk, right? But if you know where you can fall back, instead of falling back, like we talked about cognitive behaviors, right? Instead of falling back on something that's negative, fall back on something that's positive.
Right, I like that.
I know. I mean, and we both agree that it's a lot easier said than done. So I'm trying to focus on taking action and walk the walk.
Right. Yeah, because it's easy.
I'm done talking about it.
It's easy to say it. It's easy to say, oh, I want to, I'll be this, I'll be that. And, I think it also starts, so personal development, right? What's
Well, I have an opportunity. That's how I look at it. And,
right.
and so each day is an opportunity now for me because, my life went in a path where it was unexpected and things happened. And at the time, I wasn't comfortable, but now I realize that it's well beyond being uncomfortable. Right. It's more about an opportunity. So what can I do during that opportunity to accelerate my own personal growth?
Right.
Yeah. And so I think that getting deeper in my study and, being able to focus more about what I want and really go for it.
Right.
It's
exciting. Building is fun. That's what building anything, that's what I think it's been driving me lately. So I have some sort of I was always been really good at visualizing at a really early age. I've used it.
Visualization is very important.
definitely in sports and then other things that I really could project myself out in like 5 years and where I want to go, and then I would work towards it.
Do you have any kind of visual boards or things that you?
No, right before I had my technique was very simple. It was like right before I went to bed, I put myself in a dream state, like scoring a touchdown or like just succeeding in front of a group or something. I would try to get myself in like to play that character.
Yeah.
In like a movie and like in my brain, like as I'm laying down, going to sleep, and I would try to see if I could put myself there. Okay. And I did that, quite a bit, and it worked out a lot of different ways, and I think so that having a vision is really important to, kind of pull you forward to where you want to go. And,
sure.
You could do it. You could visualize anything. I think we're creatures.
Yeah.
What makes humans different and great, right? We could actually imagine. Yeah. Imagination is amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Look at I don't know if Walt Disney created.
Oh my God.
Imagination is everything. If you could really harness into that, that could pull you forward and going. And you could do incredible things if you want to.
Yeah, and I believe that, back to personal development, I mean, having and seeing, having the vision,
right,
but also seeing results. I think that relates to anything. That's just business and also personal. So, I don't want to set any initial goals because I think that I don't want to cut myself too short, and I also don't want to over or underestimate what I can do because I don't want to limit myself to anything that's possible.
But you know what? I've heard this before and I've done it, and I have to update it.
But benchmarks, not goals.
Okay, but like goals.
Well, I do, but I'm not. I do.
But yeah, right. But do you have goals written down?
I don't, and I know that's probably something that's real important to do.
I believe, I really, truly believe.
You have goals? You write your goals down?
Well, I haven't in a while.
In your journal?
I do have a journal.
Right.
I do write it down.
Right.
I have used goals. I do have some techniques that I've worked with, but I have to really, go back to updating my goal list. It's super important to get it out, write it down, because then you could you could look back at it and seeing if that was you crossed off your list. That makes it nice. When you cross things off the list, that's goals. It's actually, there's a sense of accomplishment, but it could be, I think you should start. I've written so many goals in my life, either short-term, financial, personal, but I think you need to know where you're going in order to operate.
Yeah,
right?
And
so
I call those objectives.
Right.
Like, in terms of like where I'm going. So it's vision and objective. The objective is for me, I wanted to get myself in a better state personally, mentally, and physically. So those aren't goals. Right. That's just more
that's just
like objective.
It's like everyday living,
everyone
right?
says that.
Yeah,
so like, maybe not everyone says that, but I'm saying that, and I also want to, and I was every day saying it. So eventually it became, okay, enough saying and not start doing, right? Because I think a lot of people say and want all those things, right? And but at the end of the day, I realized that, I think you said it too, like the only one that's gonna do it is you. There's no one else that's going to
no one's
do
coming
it
out
for
to help you.
Nope. And there's no easy button.
Right.
Discipline is hard. Pain is harder, right?
Yeah. So
and listen, looking good is hard work.
It is. It is. So let's talk about a little tech, because you're techie, right?
Mm-hmm. Some would say, yeah.
What do you love about technology?
I just love the
let's talk about the good and bad of technology in our day to day.
Technology is so intriguing and creative, and what we were talking about, and it's just ever changing. What we were talking about, say, 6 months ago, and it's actually happening, and then what's happening now is and being developed is something like it's constantly evolving, right? So I love technology because it, in every aspect, every part of your life is something going on. I think we mentioned yesterday about machine learning,
right?
And the average people are coming to me. My friend, I think I told you, works for State Farm, right? And how they're developing and putting money into research to develop machine learning to do adjustments on cars, right? I was like, wait a second. Like, I already know that's happening, but like, you're talking about that now. So I already know, like, mainstream people are starting to learn. That means that
they're going to, we'll tell about that. How they're going to do, basically take a video.
They're going to scan cars from pictures.
Cars. Okay.
or cars in different ways, and it's going to be like highly accurate in terms of getting
a claim.
Yeah, get
Augmented reality.
yeah.
So what they're
Augmented
doing
reality.
is
Right.
You have an app, right?
Hmm?
You have an app. It takes a picture of the front of the car. It knows it's a Toyota.
Yeah.
It knows every part in that Toyota.
Yeah, you do have to input
And
some
what it does
some
is
variables, but
it probably compares the parts that are screwed up to what
Wow.
the parts are supposed to be.
correct.
Catalogs those, goes to the database.
Yeah.
Takes from like, okay, we need a rear quarter panel, we need a fender well, we need a real new wire, and then it estimates exactly what it's going to need and what it's going to cost.
Right, and the
That's
whole thing with
amazing.
machine learning is that it's data. So the more data that it's put in, the better the results. So
it's only going to get better. It's
but
going to
it's
be
already
compounding.
It's already So by the time we start to see it, it's already going to be like
So now, are you worried about the
Job
people?
loss?
Yeah, the people who
No,
are
not at all.
actually going to be out of work and some. No, you're not worried
No,
about that.
we-
You're not worried about the machines taking over
well,
and
okay. So one
eliminating a good portion of the population.
certainly there's going to be a loss of jobs, right, for the dinosaurs,
Right.
right? But wouldn't you agree that there'll be more in research development and people getting involved more in the technology side of things,
Yeah.
which fits right into what
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
We do.
I'm more about team people, so I feel like we'll figure this out. Cliff, what's up?
So according to the World Economic Forum, automation will displace 75 million jobs, but generate 133 million new ones worldwide by 2022.
Oh, so that's a net positive.
That's what they're saying.
If I know the math right.
That contradict that, but that's just what the world.
that's incredible.
That's great.
So there we go.
Thanks for that. Well, there you go.
And we're in like the epicenter, right?
Right.
So what do you want? About 0.5% of that?
Right.
Good.
That's awesome.
Then we could put, So yeah, I mean, what do I love about
So I
technology?
think
mean,
as
technology is
right. So we have to really, because we're never going to be able to beat them, right? So if we can't beat them, join them. Now we're not going to be able to work as fast as them.
Well, I don't
but
know.
we need to.
I think we could beat them. Well, not beat them. We're definitely joining them, but
Right.
we can always talk about our own concepts,
Right.
and actually going ahead and forward and actually building or doing something about it. And we could always work on that and talk about that. But certainly, there's always ideas that come up. But because technology changes so much, that concept is either being created or thought about already,
Right.
or in 6 months, it's already like yesterday's news.
Right.
So unless you adapt and can have something that continues to grow with and evolve with technology, then it's like the Blockbusters of the world, right? They're just in Toys R Us, and they didn't hook on to the whole Amazon structure with online.
I just went out Christmas time, going out shopping with the kids, and there's no place to get. I didn't know where to go to get toys. I went into Target, and there's like 2 aisles. It was jam packed with people.
Really?
They need to bring back Toys R Us. I think they might. I think they're actually,
Well, the mom and pop shops are still out there.
yeah, but they need to
you see
bring
those.
back. I mean, when I went into Target, it was so packed, the toy section, and they didn't really have any good toys either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a big shopper online. I know a lot of people are, but especially around the Christmas times, we're going shopping for a toy. I want to like touch and feel before I actually
I agree
buy
with
it.
that.
And the whole experience with bringing my kids there, it's a whole thing. So I think the brick and mortar for specialty stuff needs to come back anyway. I would like for it to come back.
Well, I mean, online shopping has completely blown up, right? I mean, I don't if you want to pull up a quick fact about that. I mean, how much online shopping is done, especially in the holidays or whatever. But it's huge.
I have a stat on online shopping in Toys R Us actually.
How is it?
Okay.
So Toys R Us, this was by eMarketer, and Toys R Us buyers were less likely to purchase on Amazon than toy buyers in general, and more likely to buy on Walmart and Target. It's plausible that shoppers who would prefer a traditional big box experience like Toys R Us would be more inclined to shop in store rather than online.
That's me.
Going
I'm
part and parcel with what you're saying, Mike.
Yeah, Mike supports the local. You're all about doing business locally. I'm sure, and
Right.
I am too.
Right.
I mean, and I think that you still see, like I said, these little shops that are still busy during the holidays.
Right.
I don't know. It's the next 3 to 4 years, 5 years, how much more is going to go online? But
Yeah, they can make the experience a lot better. I realized when Another example, going to there's a couple supermarkets. There's a million supermarkets in the area. So the ones that are more outdated, they had like 2 or 3, people working the register, and they all have different capacities in terms of how quickly they work.
Yeah.
And the line was just mounting, and it was mounting.
Right.
And I was getting a little frustrated with just waiting because I'm used to now the other stores that are more modern, the self-checkout. Yeah. I mean, you could just walk in and walk out and, pretty much scan it, and you're not really waiting. So the convenience of that experience is great. And now I heard about some crazy robot that actually is going up and down the aisles.
They have them in
I haven't seen those yet.
Oh, I have.
And doing
you
what?
did?
Scanning?
Yeah, Stop and Shop.
They
They
have
walk
them
around.
already.
They have cameras.
And do what?
What do they do? Yeah, what are they for?
They're basically there to tell you, to help you, but they're really there
I've
to
seen
make
those.
sure you're not pilfering.
Right, but they're all annoying a little bit. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, they just kind of.
Oh, they're like a security bot?
Yeah, they're like these bots. They're like cruising the aisles.
Oh, wow. Are they armed?
You could tell it's in
Not
its
yet,
infancy.
right?
It's in its infancy.
Frank
because you could see
Parisi
it.
just said they sweep the floors too.
Oh, wow.
Has like a little street sweeper.
Listen,
I need one of those in my house. Sign me up. Where do we
I
get
think
a
it
robot?
sounds cool, but it's not.
You know what?
It's early stage.
I was at the same supermarket, walking up and down the aisle. It was really unorganized. I couldn't find it. I don't do a lot of shopping. My wife does it, so this is like when I go in there, the environment. I don't know where things are, but there was no one there to help me. I was looking for like ketchup, and I couldn't find the ketchup. And I actually was like spending like 10 minutes. But if there was like a robot that was going up and down, and if they could have a voice command, they probably could do that, right?
I think so.
Hey, where's the ketchup? What aisle
Yeah.
for? So it could point me in the right direction. That'll be really if we get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that can happen in terms of like technology and how technology can be used. Let's say in the supermarkets where you input, let's say in an application, what you're looking to do, right? And in terms of your body and what kind of food you're looking for, and maybe it'll make suggestions as you're actually walking down the aisle.
Did you hear about the Amazon store that they have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that all about? I haven't been in one.
I haven't
Have you?
either.
Has anyone been in one yet?
No, but I know about them. As a matter of fact, Microsoft
Where
is
is it? Is it on
developing a tool.
Long Island? Or?
I haven't been to one yet. I only know about them.
Okay.
It's a system that tracks the items that shoppers in stores place in their carts.
Okay.
And basically, you can just walk in and walk out. You don't even go through a cashier. Because it has all your information, all your credit information, everything. You put it in the bag, you just walk your cart right out.
I like that.
Which will eliminate cashiers, just like we're eliminating toll booths.
Right. Right.
Right? No
Yeah.
difference.
No.
Yeah, I see that happening
No
already.
difference.
Yeah,
No difference.
that's kind of scary in a way though. But it actually makes it more secure too. If you're going out shopping, there's a lot of people. I mean, I know there's events that happens like if you talk about like the events of gatherings and terrorism and stuff like that, it might make it a safer place in a sense because if you're just always on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how people feel about privacy, but what?
What does it mean for your business? As a recruiter, what does it mean for your business? In general,
Online
and
shopping?
then specifically your industry?
Well, I think it's exciting time for our business and what we're doing in terms of the talent that we're trying to find and call out for. I think it's a calling to great minds, engineers,
Unbelievable.
to kind of push this thing forward in terms of like we're going to be evolving into whatever we are. So jobs are going to be changing, and we need to adapt and learn. So that's going to create innovation. It's going to create a lot of different exciting things, and I think maybe people should get on a certain cause to support and help the community in any way possible. I think that might be companies who might develop a technology that whatever it is, if it's cleaning the air, if it's making better drinking water, or solving an issue. It could be locally, it could be worldwide. I mean, so that I think it's exciting. So for our business in terms of technology, there's a lot of things a lot of good that could happen.
I
from
believe
it,
so. I think it was the right move to stay focused on the area, the specialty.
Right.
I mean, I think that we're going to see a major wave of new job development and research mainly, and and in terms of did we talk about character at some point? We want to talk about character.
Yeah.
I just want to the reason I
Sure.
brought that up now is because in terms of the creative field, knowing and trusting that creativity is always associated with like making mistakes or doing things that are trial and error. Let's say that stepping outside and doing something different, right? And but knowing when to say, hey, this doesn't work or this works. Whereas, and that's how character is developed within the creative world, meaning like, all right, let's experiment with this, because I think that companies need to do a little bit more of that and push the envelope to see how they can be a little bit different without going too far. But I think there's going to be a lot of jobs created in research and those kind of, because you always have to, and they are now, but I mean, even more so because technology speed, it's like speed at which technology is moving. It's so much faster than it was. And it's going to get even faster, especially with all the stuff we're talking about, artificial.
So you got with character, I think plays a big part into how you kind of merge into this field.
Knowing when that failure, meaning like being creative.
You're gonna go through failure.
100%.
I actually think you learn the most through. Me personally, I've learned the most when I failed.
But it's
like when I failed, and then
trust that you're gonna say, look, in my experience, this is not working, and that's okay. Like we're okay with that because
it'll just point you to a different. If this doesn't work,
it's a path.
Go this way, and then if that doesn't work, go that way. Right. As long as you're going somewhere. That's why it goes back to like the vision of what you want. That's really, and then working. To get that. Yeah. And you're gonna fail. So research is gonna be huge and with companies and trying to figure certain things out. I think that's a big field, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's always going to be like, the business in a box or the candidate in a box that has a specific role. But I also think that companies are going to start to look for more creative. We talk creativity. We have. I think we put some content out about creativity. Right. Again, this is a tremendous area to talk about because everything that's going, where technology is going, that staying at that level of creativity and pushing. I think that companies are going to start to look for what level of creativity, like what ideas can you bring to the table, because rather than just coming and giving a task to do, it's like, what's the feedback? This is your area. You're involved. You're deep in the study. What can you? What's your feedback on that? And having someone that has that creativity or can think outside the box is to me a difference maker in today's world.
I agree. Now, video, Cliff, I know, appreciate what you're doing with the show and getting us the ability to, speak. The Streamcast Network, it's a great place. I definitely appreciate it. I video and live streaming. It's like. It's pushing me into areas that I didn't think I was going to be going into, get me into like and I'm feeling like companies need to start really investing in that part of what they do. Cliff, can you talk about the importance for companies, because you're in it every day and you're at it, right? In terms, and you kind of see, when I speak to you, I feel like you have a sense for a few years down the road and where things are going. And how important is it, do you think, for companies to embrace just doing what we're doing or just video in general?
It's imperative. It's like if you don't really have a choice if you want to stay in business. Let me see if I can bring up a couple things here.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone's. I actually see it with my kids who are, on line and they're with TikTok and all these Instagrams and they're living with the phone.
Mike, you want me to show you some of the things that I know?
Yeah, of course.
Frank,
Absolutely.
Can you give me control?
Cliff was
can you bring me an NDI?
Interviewed someone. I forget his name. The classes.
I'm not sure.
Does V-tours, travels.
Oh, you gotta ask them about him.
That kind of like what people doing, getting out, traveling, and actually like what he does is he videos and tapes, different areas where he's like kind of like next level National Geographic. So like instead of going to the book, people go online and watch videos of real people in real places that they want to travel, and he gets to experience the world. But that's important. These this what they call lifestyle video.
A lot of people learn. I think
it's huge.
I think we as humans learn, absorb a lot more by
here we go. I got it.
Seeing and listening and vision. I think it's super powerful. Like as opposed to like, some people, like for me, reading is always a bit more difficult. but you definitely do pick up a lot with that, and I try to push myself to read a lot. I actually bought 2 books last night.
And you got
Barnes and Noble,
the hardcovers?
Hardcover, because I like to actually go through it, and it takes a bit to concentrate and put that out there. But I'm saying vision and hearing is probably and that's why video is super
All
important.
the books now you can get an Audible version.
Yeah, I have a couple statistics for you. You were asking about video.
Right.
And I have some statistics for you I can put right on the screen if you want.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so Frank, if you can give me control of the screen. So this is a study done by Cisco. Cisco says that online video will account for 82% of all internet traffic by 2022.
Wow.
All internet
Online
traffic.
video.
Okay? Now, let me show you another slide.
How did they come up with that stat?
Well, Cisco's heavily into this business.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
So now I'm going to show you another stat, and then let's connect some dots.
Okay.
Okay, look at that. Now, users who watch a live video, according to Facebook, will watch it 3 times longer than a pre-recorded video. So what does that tell you? Video is important, and look at live video.
Live is 3 times.
They'll look at it 3 times longer.
3 times longer. Huh.
So what does that tell you?
That's what does it tell you?
And here's the why. Okay, people feel more connected to a live video.
right.
They
In a
feel
survey
like they're
conducted
part
by
of it.
IBM, 77.59% of the respondents stated that they achieve a deeper interaction and increased engagement with viewers using live video.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it comes down to like just companies really feeling comfortable about, like, even with you, like,
Right.
Absolutely.
and that's it.
Right.
But the facts, the statistics are what they are, right?
Right.
So, 100% agree with that.
That's awesome. Nice. So,
And we talk about influencers, right?
influencers.
And we were just talking about lifestyle marketing.
There's a lot of influencers out there.
Yeah. So, well, let's just relate that back to shopping.
Okay.
And we talked about your kids and shopping, right? So I think we may have touched on this in terms of how kids are an integral part of becoming the ambassadors for companies, right? By promoting their brands, by using.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? That's very popular now.
Well, I just heard
it's
of
been around for many years, but
One of my friend's kids, they basically pays, I forgot what product company pays his kid about $1,000
Yeah.
for a half-hour video on TikTok.
yeah. Well, how
I'm
much
like,
more?
what?
How much? Listen, do you
That's
think that's
wild.
better to do that or to run an ad to moms? The thing is,
I'm going to tell my kids to go all in on
Hands-on.
TikTok.
Yep. So this is becoming like, well, again, it's been around, but
Right.
more and more popular now in terms of like children out there. Let's say that's their target audience, and they are playing or interacting with their friends, whatever it may be. But that's huge for advertising. And if you have an audience, they have an audience. That's how they're gaining subscribers, like watching these videos. So in terms of retail and online shopping, that's how it's, how it relates.
Right. So we're calling for influencers.
Yeah, well, I mean, kids are influencers. Anyone
Right.
can be an influencer, right? It's just someone with authority
Right.
that could speak to an audience about a topic.
That's awesome.
We're moving in that direction.
Yes. Well, if you know any, we know any influencers that
We
who
do.
could, we do.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah, we're gonna
We need some of those.
Gates going. That's the next level, but not for today. We'll
Yeah, and
touch
I think
on that.
Yeah. Now, with how we view things, right? With 5G coming, that's going to make it even more instant,
Yeah,
right? I mean, it's going to be another network that we could tap into. That's going to make things. Because I know I always when I'm driving around and with my phone and stuff, I'm always playing like YouTube or whatever something, and that's the bandwidth is going to be so much better because it's not going to cut out. It's going to be so instant.
You would hope so. I mean, you still get your periodic.
Well, yeah.
But
that technology
weren't
will
we
get
just
better,
saying
too.
just before about laptops and the processors they're making nowadays have like no virus? Some of them laptops come with like no virus. I mean, this is.
Well, what are the best computers
I don't know.
out there that have no viruses
there's a
at
list. I just did a quick search for Greg
Right.
earlier. There's a whole. Dell has a couple of products. I dropped.
Nothing's going to be foolproof, right? In terms of.
That's the claim.
Oh, is that right?
That this, foolproof. I mean, I do you believe it? I mean, I have to see it, right?
Right.
I gotta. So, I mean, I was literally on with Norton yesterday for like 2 hours about a technical issue about, it's annoying.
Right.
This browser's not updated. This one doesn't, this wasn't, so it's not compatible with the internet security and all that. And, like, who wants to deal with that, right?
Right.
But man, if they could come up with something that is foolproof.
That'd be great.
Yep.
So what other couple of things that we have cooking in the... For Gate, yeah, that you're working on? Because I know you've been helping quite a bit.
Really,
let's tell people a couple of things that we're going to be...
what they can expect.
What they could expect coming out soon.
Well, we talked about PR. So PR has to be done right now. And we also agreed that early stage PR is not your best strategy because you're developing your footprint. And so PR, we're right on schedule in terms of, launching some efforts that are going to support distribution, getting the message out about newsworthy topics. That's what we have to really start
focusing on.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And that could be anything we talked about. It could be cause marketing related efforts.
Okay.
How we talked about how corporate social responsibility is very important. Millennials are gravitating.
Yeah. If there's any companies out there that are actually really embracing corporate social responsibility and they're local to the
and want to be interviewed,
East Northport office and they want to be interviewed or want to get on and talk about things to really, bring some insight to that, that'd be great. I'd be more than welcome to sit down with anyone.
Yeah,
like that,
because you're helping the cause, but you're also supporting and potentially support a cause, and it's win-win, right? But also a lot of employers are, the major brands, as we know. I mean, just some of the major brands that we can just roll off a list. They all are somewhat related or working with some effort. It's support.
It's exciting, yeah.
Yeah, and
should we talk about the?
I wonder if you could can you pull up a stat about how CSR and millennials, in terms of like the workplace?
What do you want me to Google?
I would say
corporate social responsibility.
Corporate social responsibility and millennials, and see what kind of statistics come up, or statistics or stats.
Should we get into our? I don't think people are ready yet for
if anything stands out
for AI deep learning stuff that we're doing, or we're still working on it.
You mean like
the things that we're developing in our back office
in terms of like the robots and
we could wait. We could wait.
No, those should be like Christmas surprises.
Okay. I'm very excited about those things
under the tree.
Nice.
So corporate social responsibility is very important to millennials. And I'm finding.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm curious about an actual statistic about how many millennials or the percentage of millennials that prefer working with businesses or corporate, employers.
So, according to a 2015 Cone Communications Millennial CSR study, more than 9 in 10 millennials would switch brands to one associated with a cause. 91% versus 85% U.S. average, and 2/3 use social media to engage around CSR.
This is 2015.
That's a big stat. We have a lot of good stats on this show today. That's 2015.
That was 15.
People like stats.
Yeah. Well, it's very revealing, right? I mean, it shows where things are going.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm saying is that is an area that we need to really be looking in and.
I like to be helping companies who are on great causes. That's where we could come in terms of helping.
I think that's a differentiator in terms of not just being.
There's a few things that we already There's a few things that we're, starting to help out with and looking at, but we're really trying to get behind.
We'll serve on another level of just job placement. Right. And because if you're on a level that you're supporting, and helping the community, the world, I think that people want to know why and who you are, and they associate themselves with something that is deep, passionate, something that they're passionate about.
Right.
And like I said, look at the stats. So you see how fast people want to know, I want to work with a company like that. And, and I like what they support because again, this is a way to stand out, you know, and working on the brand and further developing the brand and the vision in terms of like, is it just about placement, or are we going to go further? And
we're going further.
Yeah, of course we are. So I think it's constantly evolving, just like technology, and we have to just really lock down what that is.
Right.
So I think you know, efforts with CSR, PR, you know, and getting deeper with our distribution, with newsworthy topics, press, but also going off the local context too. I think that local, we have a whole list that we have to still contact, and getting them possibly to do a write-up or possibly a podcast.
Right. A live stream.
Yeah, why not? I mean, especially local, because, you know, giving back and but if it's related to your industry or technology, or that's even better. You know, future concepts and ideas we talked about creating contests, creating different things that support maybe local schools, colleges, right, universities, creating contests to create, you know, just viral. And you'd be surprised how many people would want to contribute, you know, something to that effort, where it would create a little bit more of a, you know, what we call static or noise.
Right.
And it's interesting because Seth Godin, I don't know if you know who that is. Steve, you guys know Seth Godin, right?
Yeah.
You know Seth Godin? Mm-hmm. So he talks about creating noise in marketplace. And I think that is something we have to really figure out. How are we creating some noise, man?
Kind of noise.
Yeah. Let's get some noise going.
Right.
So I think that, you know, staying on that, those are things that will give us the edge and differentiators that we talked about is really where we want to start looking at in terms of influencers, PR, CSR.
Love
so
the
these are these, yeah.
Love the strategy, man. It's
well,
really good.
You know, and again, you know, not falling short and staying on path, but, you know, getting to that next level, phase 2.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I enjoy it.
It's exciting times.
It really is. This is a lot of fun. This is our is it our 8th show that I've done?
Thereabouts.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Is that right?
it's awesome.
Episode 8.
So good. So I think next week we're off for the holidays, is that right? Or are you working?
No.
Oh.
Frank J. Parisi refuses to come in.
Oh,
He
boy.
said union rules.
You know,
I support anything Frank says.
I want to know when AI can replace Frank.
We could build one. It's going to cost you, but we could do
so
Just kidding, Frank. You'll never be replaced.
No, but he could be upgradred.
what do you
Yeah,
guys
anyone
think
could be
about doing
upgraded.
like a
I want to be upgraded. Sign me up for that Neuralink. Elon Musk, if you're out there, I'll fly me out. I'm ready to.
what about doing a something around the holiday, like really close to the holidays, and something
are we
in
here yet?
spirit? Yeah, I mean, we didn't come dressed with Christmas hats, or
Yeah, maybe we could do something.
we could do something. Not hats. I mean, but more so like gathering everyone. You know,
We could go Christmas caroling. If you guys want to get in my car, we go around the neighborhood.
I don't know. Right.
That was a joke.
Well, if anyone's watching the replay, you know, if you have any ideas in terms of like around the holidays,
Yeah.
what can we do that will be fun, that we can really interact with the audience?
Some sort of contest, maybe.
Yeah, giveaways.
Yeah.
How about a grab bag or something?
Right. We could do
And
something
maybe
like
we'll
that.
take a percentage and donate to a charity.
That'd be excellent. Or take the whole thing and donate to the charity. Let's do
Absolutely.
the whole thing.
Yeah, forget percentage.
we
What are
don't
we
need
taking money
percentage.
for?
We don't need that. So let's come up with a project, a development project.
Why don't we do it for the length of video? All the donations that come in during that time, we'll give away. Promote it for a week.
You need viewers first.
We need
Well, no,
viewers.
We'll promote it. We'll promote the actual. Yeah, I'm sure we
Hey,
have
listen,
like one or
Dex.
two.
Well,
the thing is-
the viewers are going to come. It might not come like today
4
or
people on YouTube.
Right. Well,
how many?
4 on YouTube.
at the end of the day,
We got one right here.
Right.
How many laptops we have in this room?
The thing is that, well, we took it off of
Right.
LinkedIn, or is it still going on LinkedIn?
No, LinkedIn is part
It just
of
links
YouTube.
too. The thing
No,
is,
but it's not running
I know.
on
I'm
LinkedIn.
very mad about that because it was running last week. It didn't show me a slide. Actually,
They probably got wind of it. You think?
might have.
Okay.
um,
But that's a great idea.
why not? You make it a tradition.
What's the contest?
No contest.
Oh,
We just do a It's like what do they call the guys that used to call in?
Call in and donate. They do that. You know?
What is that? What's his name?
Oh, I remember those
Jerry
things.
Lewis?
Yeah, Jerry Lewis. But this is more digital. I mean, people do it. It's just that why can't Gate do it?
We could actually take your donations live.
Actually, we can create a payment gateway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And people can donate right on the.
And they could call in, just like they used to call in with those, right? They used
Well,
to do that.
Facebook has the button already. We could just integrate
also.
that,
Right.
or we can do like a.
Well, there's a lot of great causes, right? So if there's a company out there who might be interested in doing something together, let's try that.
I think we should go with the local.
Local.
Try to find a local cause that we support.
I'm sure there's plenty of.
That
What about the
causes.
Harry Chapin Foundation?
What is that about?
They basically give grants to organizations that help people help themselves.
Oh, I like that. I could get behind that.
I
So
like
it's not
that.
just about, you're starving, here's some food. It's more like, we're going to teach you how to grow food, we're going to teach you how to sell food, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
And I know one of the board members.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Your man, there you go. Nice. Let's start there.
Yeah, I know several organizations too, but if you're already a board member, we already have approval.
I mean, we got the guy from the top. Can we do
I'm
something
not
like
exactly the top, but I'm a board member.
that? Okay.
What I really would like to do, I mean, and maybe not
We can
in a
integrate
short
that.
notice,
Right.
is find maybe causes that support the future development of technology.
Okay.
Students for possibly, I don't know, scholarships or education, basically education,
Okay.
R&D. And I'm sure there are, right? We
Yeah.
just have to do our research and figure out. And like I said, if there's anyone out there that knows of, please share,
Right.
push it, and we should look at that.
I'm excited about that.
Right?
That's exciting. It's awesome. It's a great idea. We're
It's
gonna
not
do it.
really. It's just a way for
It's been
us.
done before.
Yeah, of
But
course.
now we could get involved and see what we could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's great. I love it. I'm all in.
All right.
Super exciting. Well, I think we're just about out of time.
Oh, we are.
Well, maybe we could still go, but
Sure.
we have other things to do.
We do.
We do. So
All right.
thanks, Danny, guys.
Thank
Frank,
you. Thank you.
Cliff.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. We went live, right? So we did go live on
We're
YouTube.
live on YouTube, Facebook,
Okay.
and kind of on LinkedIn.
Kind of. Okay.
I'm gonna get on Periscope maybe.
We could do that. As a matter of fact, we just signed up for an account.
Periscope is probably, in my opinion, one of the better live because it's locked into just that video.
What's the demographic, do you think, for Periscope these days?
I never heard of it.
It's owned by
I
Twitter.
don't know. I don't know. I don't want to throw out a number. I just don't know, to be honest.
It used to be the platform before Facebook
Yeah.
went live.
I mean, I think more people are on Facebook. I just think Periscope has the platform that is more locked in to that going on at that time, right? Whereas Facebook's got all this other stuff going on, right? If you're on Facebook Live,
Well, because Facebook is a social media network.
correct, right?
Well, Periscope.
Periscope is just a video platform.
Right. Live video platform.
Instagram too.
Yeah, but I don't think we can go live to Instagram.
No, but we can at least link up. That's what I mean. Yeah. All right. So
All right. Excellent.
yes.
All right. Well, we'll have to do this again soon. Stay tuned till our next meet on Mike's Minutes.
Mike's Minutes, is that the name?
Well, yeah, I went with the name.
I thought it's Minutes with
I
Mike.
didn't even know this.
What is
You
it?
didn't
Minutes
share
with
this with
Mike.
me?
Minutes with Mike. That's what it is. Sorry.
Okay.
Minutes with Mike. Yeah, that was the name of the show, but it could change.
Minutes with Mike, and we got that idea from. I think we talked about.
Some guy who had a show named Minutes with something.
Yeah, I shared that with you.
Yeah.
That was
We actually, yeah.
Minute with Mark.
Minute with Mark. Okay.
Mark Hoverson. He
Correct.
passed away. He was one of my mentors.
Right. Yeah. So we got that.
Oh,
I got
man.
that from you.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
All right, man. I'll see you.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.